Welcome back to the 12 days of SOAPMAS. Now today, I'm going to be putting two different kits to the test. We're going to be making some cake batter bath bombs and some cupcake bath confetti. What is bath confetti? I'm not sure exactly. I just thought that the kit looked really cute. They both were in the same scent theme, so I thought let's try them both out and see which one is worth your money. We will begin with the bath confetti because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have better luck with that because most of you know sister can't do bath bombs to save her life. I am trying them again today in the name of science, but if we end up with a crumbly bath bomb, that's not gonna be the kit's fault. That's gonna be user error for sure. Both of these kits are from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and I have a printed off instruction guide. You can get this for free on their website. So if you have a lot of these items anyway at home, you could easily make this bath craft all by yourself without even having to purchase the kit from them. It looks like the majority of this is sugar and cocoa butter, so that should be pretty easy. And here is a picture of what we are supposed to get by the end. So lots of cute little tabs in an adorable glass jar. Two of the things that they give you are these lip balm holders. I'm pretty sure this is working as our mold today. So again, if you already make lip balm at your house, you have one of these around, well, shoot, here's another thing you can do with them. So we got these, we have our cocoa butter, then we have some sugar, some more sugar. We have all these super cool neon colors, some raffia, we have a pipette and a hairnet, cake batter ice cream fragrance oil, which smells absolutely divine. And then of course we have the jars. Now these are truly giftable looking containers, all right? And I really love, if I'm gonna pay a certain price for a kit, for the packaging to look really upscale. It's gonna be a while till I use these, so I'm gonna move them off to the side. I've measured out the correct quantity of sugar into 5 different containers. Now, alternatively, you could just do it one at a time, but I'm gonna try to move this along for the sake of time efficiency. And they actually have us mixing up our own green for this, which consists of 1 part of this electric yellow and then 1 part of the blue. We're gonna start by mixing the color into the sugar and making sure there's no clumps of color left. Now, the sugar is kind of clumpy, so I may end up having to sift it through a little mini sifter to get all those little clumps out. I don't really want to squish it with my hands because I know that neon colorant will just get all over my hands. Wow, these are some beautiful colors. All right, I have everything sifted and all of my colors are looking super good. So I think I'll start with the orange and the yellow, and then I have the proper amount of cocoa butter and fragrance mixed in. It smells so, so good. Then I'm gonna mix this until everything's incorporated and we will put it into our little mold. And look at how bright that color is. Woo! Wholesale Supplies Plus did not skimp. So I have a lined jelly roll pan here. It has a little bit of plastic wrap on it so that it doesn't make the tray messy. And I'm gonna place down one of these lip tubes. So I'm pretty sure you put it this way. And then I'm just going to get all of my mixture out and we're going to spread it in using a spatula. At least that's what they tell us to do. I don't know how difficult that's going to be because this is really thick. This is actually a super nice consistency. It spreads so well. And I'm just gonna make sure that I have everything on top and that I filled all those areas. And then once I have the mixture into all these cavities, I'll take that excess and I'll move it to the next tray. So this is actually working really good. It is moving quite well. I'm able to scrape off the excess with relative ease. I'm packing it in. This is very satisfying. I'm gonna take this extra, put it over here. Now I'll start here on the next one. Just for funsies, I'm gonna scrape the top with this palette knife so they're nice and smooth. Obviously, the palette knife doesn't come with the kit, but I have it, so I'm gonna use it. They don't really tell you how they want you to let this sit and harden, so because it's only cocoa butter and sugar, I'm actually gonna pop mine into the refrigerator so it hardens even quicker and I can move on to the next color. Okay, so now that everything has set up, it only took about 5 to 10 minutes in the refrigerator. I'm just going to remove it and I'm going to pop them out. Oh yeah, and this is what they look like. Hey, that turned out really good. Overall, I mean, that looks great. And because some of these aren't completely set up, like some of them are still a little bit soft, after I poke them all out and put them into my container over here, I'll just pop them back in the fridge so that they can continue to set up just a little bit more on the inside. Ah, now I'm seeing it's better to push them the other way, which is kind of a duh, but live and learn. All right, orange is done. We have 4 more colors to go, so enjoy the holiday music and some time lapses of me making them. Are done making the bath confetti. Aren't those cute? Now, here's something to note. These do look different than the bath confettis in the pictures on the Wholesale Supplies website. So I went and did a little digging. I found one of their instructional videos and they were definitely using different colorants in the instructional video and for the product photos. I don't know if this is an old kit and they've discontinued some of those colors, but other than that, they smell really good and we're gonna start filling these jars. Okay, this is about 4.5. There's a little gap at the top, but I'm not worried about that because we might have some left over. But can you imagine these in like lavender vanilla where you have some that are white and some that are purple? You could do this with like galaxy colors. I see a lot of potential with this particular recipe if the colors don't stick to the sides of your bathtub. There's not an emulsifier in this. I believe these colors are oil dispersible and obviously it's put into cocoa butter, but there's nothing in here to bind the color and the oil to the water that this is going to be put in. So I would expect to see a lot of oil just floating around and probably sticking to the sides of bathtubs. I don't know. We won't judge too hard. Maybe if you're only adding like 10 of them to your bath, it won't make that big a deal. And here are 4.5 ounces in each jar. So I'm super impressed with the way this looks. I think with an appropriate label on the front and back of these jars and maybe some different colorants, it would look really luxurious. You could make this look fun and make it look sort of, you know, kiddie, or you could make it look very upscale, like something that you would find in a luxury boutique. You could customize this in so many different ways, and then we will test them when we test our bath bombs. And speaking of bath bombs, let's go ahead and make those. The birthday cake bath bombs should end up looking a little something like this. Now, whether or not I will be able to achieve a perfect sphere like they did is up for debate, but as far as coloring goes, we should look like that. Okay, I have everything pre-portioned out, which is going to make this process so much faster. So into my white mixing bowl, I'm going to add in the baking soda. Then I'm going to add in our citric acid, some Epsom salts, and some yogurt powder. Ooh la la. And I'm just going to blend this in with my hand. I feel that a lot of sifters, Epsom salts are too big to fit through, and that even sometimes citric acid is too big to fit through it. So I'm going to do my best to just get all those clumps out with my hands. The yogurt powder is not clumpy at all, and honestly, everything is pretty fine as it is. Wholesale Supplies Plus does a really good job most of the time of keeping all of their additives bump free. Okay, that feels really good. Now I'm going to heat up the shea butter in a different container, and I'm going to mix it with the fragrance that has a vanilla color stabilizer in it so it won't turn brown, and some apricot kernel oil. So we'll mix these three together and pour that mixture into our dry powder mix. Here are my 3 oils. The shea butter is all blended down now, so I will add the fragrance oil and vanilla color stabilizer to it. Then I'll mix that up a little bit. Then we'll add our apricot seed oil and mix that in a little bit. This confetti cake fragrance actually smells like bananas to me. I'm going to start drizzling these oils while mixing to get it nice and incorporated. I'm sure if you had a stand mixer, this would be a lot easier, but I'm using my hand today. Ooh, I think that vanilla color stabilizer had set off a minor reaction in here. I think it might have some water in it, but this is looking really good. They said to mix it on up and then test it and see if it holds together if you do that, and it does. So I'm gonna say we're done and everything has been incorporated like it's supposed to be. It honestly smells better now that it's been mixed up. Now I can add the sprinkles. Mix those in. And now we can start to mold them with these super cute little baby molds. It says that this mix should make about 14 bath fizzies. I feel like that might be a little generous, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I've mounded it up just a little bit. I'm gonna press out. Oh, I think I may have added too much to that one because it's supposed to shut. It's definitely not. Ah, at least we know it molds correctly. I don't know, maybe we should just leave that one because I'm feeling pretty good about it for someone who can't make bath bombs very well. Okay, I'm leaving it because that's as good as I personally can do. I think we can try a little less this time though. And I know if you make bath bombs too dense, they won't float. They'll just sink to the bottom of the tub. So I'm also trying to avoid that if I can. Good enough, I guess. Let's take that ring around the edge off because I know I won't have enough if I leave that on. But they feel so solid. I'm like kind of quaking because I just never have bath bombs that look this good. I feel like this must be a really good recipe. It's also like an alcohol-free recipe. It's only using hard oils to mold the bath bombs. I don't actually know if you're supposed to do the whole like taking off that little band before or after you let the bath bomb sit, but I did it my way. Okay, I was only able to get 13 bath bombs, but I'm pretty sure that's because I overfilled some of mine. If I had tried a little harder, I would have been able to fill up a 14th. All that to say, I'm really impressed. I think these are gonna be really great. Now, Wholesale Supplies Plus did say to place these little containers on either an egg carton or on a piece of bubble wrap. I will have to see if I have either one of those. And if we end up with bath bombs tomorrow that have a little dent on one side, that is completely user error and not their fault because they did warn me. But we'll be back in 24 to 48 hours to test these in a bath with the bath confetti, see what we think, and give a conclusion. So which cake DIY do I think is the winner? We'll talk about it. So the final result ended up looking a little bit nasty, okay? It was a very yellow-green color. Also, it did leave a ring around my bathtub, and of course, because there was no emulsifier, it did not bond with the water in the bathtub. So it was lots of little oil beads that then stuck to the side of the bathtub, left a ring, and then made a really nasty color when all mixed up together. The jars are so cute. The fragrance is also Really nice on this one, and a little goes a long way. You can use 5 or 6 of them per bath to get all of the beneficial properties. So I really like that. For the bath bombs, these were among the easiest ones I've ever made. And upon opening them up, I did have some cracking around the edges, but that happened later because we had rain. The first day, they didn't look cracked at all, and I kind of wonder that if I had unmolded them and put them in a better place, if they would have cracked ever. But I really liked the recipe. It was really easy to follow, especially for someone like me that is I'm just not very good at bath bombs. I'm just not. Also, the fragrance does not smell quite right to me. It smells like bananas still, and I did check that with my sister Shelly, and she was like, no, for sure that smells like bananas. It fizzes for over 2.5 minutes, which is pretty great. Mine sunk because I densely packed them, but it still worked very effectively. This does have sprinkles in it. Sprinkles will get in your bath. I personally don't prefer that. They do disintegrate. I don't really prefer that my own self. That probably doesn't bother some people. The fragrance is really strong. It filled up the whole bathroom. It just smelled like bananas. The bath confetti kit was $79.46 or $15.89 per container. That's on the steep side. Whereas the bath bomb kit was $37.96. You could make 10 of them, so each one was around $3.76 to make. That is a lot more affordable. It's also less product, admittedly. Like, this is smaller, but it does, as far as like watching them dissolve, this one lasts longer. This one dissolves in, about 30 seconds or so, which is what you'd want to see for a bath melt. It's not really so that you can watch the color fun. It's so you can get those oils into the bath while the water's running. Whereas this is more like, ooh, watch it bubble and fizz. Now, for the reasons mentioned above, I think this kit is the winner. I feel like it's a better deal. I feel like the end product itself really performs well. And even though I personally don't like the fragrance, I still think the concept and the recipe is super solid. And at $37, getting a completed bath bomb that actually looks good, that actually stays together, and you get 10 of them, I think that's a really good deal, especially because it's free shipping. And if you've never made something like that before, it's so convenient to have all of these little molds that you can use again. So the next set of bath bombs you make will be even less expensive than if you go ahead and just purchase the kit and get all of the molds in it. So the bath bombs are the winner in today's cake, fragrance, scented, themed rivalry here. I love doing cake and vanilla bath products. They're my favorite ones, and I want to do more kits that I put in a head-to-head competition. So if you have any creative ideas for names, let me know. I'll leave both of these kits linked down below at Wholesale Supplies Plus, and we will see you guys in the next SOAPMAS video. So until tomorrow, have an amazing day, and bye for now. Meow.